I apologize, Sister Wives. Kody Brown reflects on pain-driven comments he said in heartfelt conversation with ex-wife Janelle. Hello friends, welcome to the Daily Gossip News Update. I'm Olivia and I hope you're well by God's grace. Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. In a raw and emotional moment that aired Sunday night on TLC's Sister Wives one-on-one special, Kody Brown sat down with host Sukanya Krishnan and, for the first time in years, spoke directly about the collapse of his spiritual marriage to Janelle Brown. What fans witnessed was not the defiant, sometimes combative Kody they've grown accustomed to in recent seasons, but a man visibly wrestling with regret, grief, and the consequences of words spoken in anger. I apologize, Kody said quietly, his voice cracking as he looked back on the explosive arguments that marked the final chapters of his relationship with his second wife. A lot of the things I said to Janelle came from a place of pain. I was hurting, I felt rejected, and I lashed out. That's not an excuse, it's just the truth. I wish I had handled it differently. The apology comes after years of tension that played out on national television. Viewers watched as Kody and Janelle's once solid partnership deteriorated during the COVID-19 pandemic, with disagreements over family rules, living arrangements, and Kody's increasingly close relationship with his only remaining wife, Robyn, driving a wedge between them. By the end of season 17, Janelle had declared their 29-year spiritual marriage over, telling Kody on camera, "I'm done." Yet in Sunday's special, Kody revealed that the public fights were only part of the story. Behind the scenes, both he and Janelle had been carrying deep wounds. For Kody, the pain stemmed from feeling like he was losing his family piece by piece. Christine left in 2021, Meri's spiritual marriage ended shortly after, and Janelle's departure in 2022 left him with only Robyn. I felt like my identity as the head of this big, beautiful family was being stripped away, Kody admitted. Every time another wife walked away, it felt like another failure on my part. I took that failure and I turned it into defensiveness and anger toward Janelle because she was the one still there that I thought I could fix things with. Instead, I pushed her away too. Janelle, appearing separately in the special, confirmed that many of Kody's reflections. He said things that were incredibly hurtful, she said. Calling me disloyal, saying I didn't care about the family, telling me I was choosing the kids over him. Those words cut deep. But I also know Kody. I know when he's hurting, he gets meaner than he intends to be. That doesn't erase the damage, but it helps me understand it. Perhaps the most surprising moment came when Kody admitted he had recently reached out to Janelle privately to apologize. I sent her a long text a few months ago, he revealed. I told her I was sorry for the way I spoke to her, for the accusations, for making her feel like she wasn't enough. I told her I respected the strength it took for her to walk away and build a new life. She didn't respond, and I don't blame her. But I needed to say it. Janelle confirmed receipt of the message. It meant something, she said softly. Not that we're getting back together, that chapter is closed. But it showed me he's doing some real self-reflection, and that matters. The conversation also touched on co-parenting their 6 children together. Savannah still lives at home with Janelle, while Gabe, Garrison, Gabriel, and Savannah have all had periods of estrangement from Kody. Kody admitted his rigid COVID rules and the subsequent fallout severely damaged those relationships. I lost years with my boys because I was too proud to admit I might have been wrong about some things, he said, his eyes welling up. That's the biggest regret in my life. Not the plural marriage ending, the distance from my children. When asked by Krishnan if he felt his pain justified his harsh words to Janelle, Kody shook his head firmly. No. Never. Pain explains, it doesn't excuse. I could have chosen grace. I could have chosen kindness. I didn't, and I have to live with that. Fans on social media immediately praised the moment of vulnerability. This is the Kody I remember from the early seasons, one viewer wrote. The one who cried at weddings and talked about love and sacrifice. I'm glad he's finding his way back to that man. Others remained skeptical, pointing to years of what they saw as narcissistic behavior on the show. For her part, Janelle says she harbors no bitterness. I spent almost 3 decades with Kody. We built a family, we had incredible adventures, and we raised amazing kids. I don't regret the marriage. I just know it ran its course. Hearing him take accountability now, it brings me peace." As the interview wrapped, Kody offered one final thought. "Plural marriage taught me a lot about love, but losing it is teaching me even more about humility. I'm still learning. I hope one day my kids and Janelle can see that I'm trying to be better." Whether this marks a true turning point for Kody Brown remains to be seen. But for the first time in years, the man who once declared himself the king of his family sounded less like a monarch and more like a human being reckoning with the wreckage left behind when pride and pain collide. Sister Wives star Robyn Brown weighs in on ex-wives returning to the family. "The door isn't slammed shut, but it's not wide open either." In a candid new interview for the upcoming Sister Wives one-on-one special airing this Sunday on TLC, Robyn Brown, the only wife still legally and spiritually married to Kody Brown, finally addressed the question that has been burning in fans' minds for 3 years. Could Christine, Janelle, or Meri ever come back to the plural family? Sitting across from host Sukanya Suki Krishnan in the same Flagstaff living room that has become the backdrop for so many tearful confessions, Robyn chose her words carefully but did not hold back. "I'm not going to lie and say I haven't thought about it," Robyn admitted, twisting the ever-present tissue in her hands, a habit viewers have come to recognize whenever she feels emotional pressure. "These women were my sister wives for decades. We raised children together. We celebrated holidays together, cried together. You don't just erase that kind of history because someone walks out the door." When Krishnan pressed her directly, "So you're saying there's a chance one or more of them could return?" Robyn paused for a long moment before answering. "The door isn't slammed shut and locked with a deadbolt," she said slowly. "But it's also not standing wide open with a welcome mat and balloons. A lot would have to change on everyone's side for that conversation to even begin." Robyn went on to explain that the collapse of the plural family structure has been devastating not just for Kody, but for her and their 5 shared children as well. "People think I won," she said, using air quotes and rolling her eyes. "They think I'm sitting here celebrating that I'm the last wife standing. That couldn't be further from the truth. I lost 3 sisters. My kids lost 3 mothers and a whole bunch of siblings they used to see every week. This has been grief, pure grief for all of us." She became particularly emotional when talking about Christine's 2021 departure. "Christine leaving broke something in this family that I don't know can ever fully heal," Robyn said, wiping tears. "I loved her. I still love her. But when she left, it wasn't just I'm leaving Kody. It felt like she was leaving all of us, me, the kids, the whole dream we've been building for 20-plus years. That hurt deeply." As for Janelle, whom Kody spiritually separated from in 2022, Robyn was more measured. "Janelle and I always had a different kind of relationship," she acknowledged. "We're very different personalities, but there was respect there. I miss her dry humor. I miss her brain. She was the practical one who could fix anything. Do I think she'll ever come back? Honestly, probably not. Janelle seems at peace with her decision, and I'm happy she's happy. But if she ever wanted to sit down and talk, I'd listen." Meri's situation drew the most nuanced response from Robyn. After Kody officially terminated their spiritual marriage in January 2023, but Meri has continued to appear on the show and maintains a cordial relationship with Robyn. "Meri and I still text," Robyn revealed. "Not every day, but birthdays, holidays, when something big happens with the kids. There's still love there. If Meri and Kody ever felt called to try again, I would support whatever they decided. I really would. But I also know Meri has worked incredibly hard to build a life that makes her feel valued, and I don't want to see her lose that." Perhaps the most surprising moment came when Krishnan asked Robyn point-blank whether she herself would want any of the ex-wives to return. Robyn took a deep breath. "If I'm being completely honest, I miss the fullness of what we had. I miss the chaos of 20 people around the Thanksgiving table. I miss having other adults to share the load with. So yes, part of me would love to have my sister wives back. But only if it was healthy. Only if it was truly what everyone wanted, not out of guilt or nostalgia or fear of being alone. I won't be part of something toxic again. None of us should. She also addressed the persistent online narrative that she deliberately isolated Kody from the other wives. That story has been so painful, Robyn said, voice trembling. I never wanted to be the only wife left. I begged Kody to fix things with the others. I offered to move out of the big house so someone else could have it if that would help. I suggested family therapy 100 times. I did everything I could think of to keep us together. Watching it all fall apart anyway, that's a helpless feeling I never want to experience again. When asked what specific changes would need to happen for reconciliation to even be on the table, Robyn laid out 3 non-negotiables. Genuine accountability and healing from past hurts, on all sides including mine. Clear, agreed-upon boundaries and structure so no one feels like a second-class wife again. Kody doing the deep personal work he's only just beginning. He has to want plural marriage for the right reasons, not just because he's afraid of losing what's left. Kody always said plural marriage is like a delicate flower that has to be tended every single day, Robyn concluded. We stopped tending it. The flower died. If anyone ever wanted to plant a new one, we'd have to start completely from seed, different soil, different sunlight, different gardeners. Maybe that's possible someday. Maybe it's not. Right now, I'm just trying to keep the one little plant I have left alive. As the interview ended, Robyn offered a message directly to Christine, Janelle, and Meri and the fans. To my former sister wives, I loved being your family. I'm sorry for my part in how everything ended. I hold no anger, only sadness for what we lost. If any of you ever need anything, ever, my phone still works the same way it always did. And to the kids, would love to hear from you. Whether those words will open any doors remains to be seen. But for the first time, the last wife standing made it clear. In the Brown family, some doors may be closed, but none have been nailed permanently shut. Sister Wives star Kody Brown's husband Caleb Brush may be on an organ donor list soon. Family shares heart-wrenching health update. In a devastating revelation that has left the entire Sister Wives fandom reeling, Kody Brown Brush, daughter of Kody and Janelle Brown, posted an emotional update on Instagram late Monday night revealing that her husband of 9 years, Caleb Brush, is facing severe liver failure and may soon need to be placed on the transplant waiting list. Caleb has been fighting a quiet, brave battle for months, Kody wrote alongside a black and white photo of the couple holding hands in a hospital room. His liver is failing has been the scariest thing our family has ever gone through. Doctors have now told us that without a transplant, time is no longer on our side. We are preparing to get him officially listed in the coming weeks. The 29-year-old mother of 3, Axel, 7, Evangeline, 5, and Josephine, 22 months, went on to describe how quickly Caleb's condition deteriorated. It started with fatigue and some abnormal blood work last spring, she explained. We thought it was just stress from work and chasing 3 little kids. By summer, he was jaundiced. By fall, he had ascites, fluid buildup in his abdomen so bad he looked 6 months pregnant. In November, he had his first major bleed from esophageal varices. That's when everything became terrifyingly real. Caleb, 37, has been diagnosed with non-alcoholic cirrhosis, believed to be the result of an autoimmune condition that went undiagnosed for years. Despite never drinking alcohol, his liver is now functioning at less than 15% capacity and is covered in nodules. Janelle Brown, Kody's mother, confirmed the crisis in her own Instagram stories on Tuesday morning. My heart is shattered watching my daughter and son-in-law go through this, the 55-year-old Sister Wives star wrote. Caleb is the most incredible husband and father. He's been in and out of the ICU 3 times since Thanksgiving. We are praying for a miracle, whether that miracle is a perfectly matched donor or divine healing. Please keep them in your thoughts. The family has relocated temporarily from North Carolina to Salt Lake City to be closer to one of the nation's top liver transplant centers at Intermountain Medical Center. Kody says the children believe they are on an extended adventure with Grandma, but the reality is far more grim. Axel is old enough to understand that Daddy is very sick, Kody shared through tears visible in a short video clip. Every night he prays for a new liver to grow in daddy's tummy or for an angel to bring one. Hearing your 7-year-old say that, it guts you. Caleb himself made a rare public statement from his hospital bed, looking gaunt but determined. I never thought at 37 I'd be facing the possibility of not seeing my kids grow up, he said, voice weak. But if this is my path, I want my story to save someone else. I've already signed the donor consent forms. If God calls me home, I want every usable part of me to give another father, mother, child a second chance. The news has sparked an overwhelming wave of support from both the Sister Wives cast and fans worldwide. Kody Brown Woolley posted a tearful video asking followers to register as organ donors. Meri Brown shared registry links in every state. Even Robyn Brown, who has broken her usual social media silence to write, praying without ceasing for Caleb and our sweet Maddie. Maddie ended her post with a direct plea. If you are not already an organ donor, please consider becoming one today. One person can save up to 8 lives through organ donation and heal over 75 more through tissue donation. Caleb's blood type is O positive, the universal donor, but he can only receive from another O. Somewhere out there is a liver that could give him decades more with our babies. Maybe it's yours after you no longer need it. Registering takes 2 minutes and costs nothing. It could mean everything to us. As of Tuesday evening, the hashtag Donate for Caleb was trending nationwide, and several state donor registries reported their highest single-day registration numbers ever. For now, the Brush family is taking things hour by hour. We are clinging to hope, faith, and each other, Maddie wrote in a follow-up. Caleb is still fighting like the stubborn, wonderful man I married. We believe in miracles. But we also believe in the miracle of organ donation. Whichever way this goes, we will honor God and keep loving each other with everything we have left. A GoFundMe titled Caleb's Fight for Life has already raised over $285,000 in less than 24 hours to help cover medical expenses and relocation costs. The Sister Wives family has been through countless public trials, but none have carried the weight of life and death quite like this one. Sister Wives star Robyn Brown gets emotional over talk of Kody's ex-wives returning. I'm just... Flagstaff, Arizona, Robyn Brown broke down in tears during Sunday night's explosive Sister Wives one-on-one reunion special when host Sukanya Krishnan asked the question millions of viewers have been whispering for 3 years. If Christine, Janelle, or Meri ever wanted to come back, would you welcome them? Camera zoomed in tight on Robyn's face. For several long seconds she said nothing at all, only twisted the ever-present tissue in her hands while tears spilled silently down her cheeks. I'm just, she finally whispered, voice cracking so severely she had to stop. She took a shaky breath, tried again. I'm just so tired of being the villain in this story. The studio audience, a small, invited group of superfans and family members, fell completely silent. Even Krishnan, who has seen every kind of Brown family meltdown over 14 years of specials, looked stunned by the rawness of the moment. Robyn continued, barely holding it together. Everyone thinks I'm sitting here secretly celebrating that I'm the last wife standing. That I'm not. I'm grieving. Every single day I wake up in this big, quiet house and I miss my sister wives. I miss Christine's laugh in the kitchen. I miss Janelle rolling her eyes at me when I got too dramatic. I miss Meri texting me at 2 a.m. about some business idea she couldn't sleep over. I miss the noise, the chaos, the fullness of what we used to have. She paused to wipe her face, smearing mascara across her cheeks without caring. So, when you ask me if I would welcome them back, God, yes. In a heartbeat. I would open the door and hug them so hard we all fell over. I would cook their favorite meals, let them yell at me for 10 hours straight if that's what they needed, beg their forgiveness for every time I made them feel less than. I would do anything. Then came the part that left the entire room and living rooms across America speechless. But I'm also terrified, Robyn sobbed, because I know how much damage was done. I saw the pain in their eyes when they left. I heard the things Kody said in anger, the things I said in fear. I know I played a part in pushing them away, maybe the biggest part. And I'm scared that even if they walked back through that door tomorrow, The hurt is so deep that we just start bleeding all over again. Krishnan gently asked, "Do you think Kody wants them back?" Robyn let out a sad, watery laugh. Kody knows the answer to that. Some days he does, some days he's still too proud or too wounded to admit it. But me? I never stopped wanting my family whole. I just don't know if whole is possible anymore. The conversation turned to the persistent online narrative that Robyn deliberately isolated Kody from the other wives in order to win the family. "That accusation has haunted me for years," she said, voice rising for the first time with something close to anger. "I begged him, literally on my knees in our bedroom, to go see his kids, to fix things with Janelle, to fight for Christine. I offered to move into a smaller house so one of the other wives could have this one if it would help. I suggested we all go to therapy together 100 times. I did not want to be the last wife. I wanted to be the fourth wife in a family that actually worked." When Krishnan asked what it would realistically take for even one of the ex-wives to return, Robyn grew quiet again. "Miracles," she said simply. "Real, honest-to-God miracles. Kody would have to look every single one of them in the eye and fully own, the pain he caused. I would have to do the same. We would all have to sit in a room and bleed honesty for weeks, maybe months. And even then, I don't know if trust can be rebuilt after it's been shattered this many times." She ended with a message aimed directly at Christine, Janelle, and Meri. "I'm sorry. From the deepest part of my soul, I am so sorry for every time you felt sidelined, dismissed, or unloved because of choices I made or didn't make. I loved being your sister wife. I still love you. If you ever feel even a flicker of wanting to try again, my phone is on, my door is unlocked, and my heart is open. No expectations. No pressure. Just love. Always love." As the segment faded to commercial, cameras caught Kody, watching from backstage, wiping his own eyes. Whether those tears will ever translate into reconciliation remains unknown. But for 4 heartbreaking minutes on Sunday night, the woman fans have spent years calling Sub and Robyn showed a side of her grief that no one, not even her harshest critics, could deny was completely, achingly real.